Hi, I'm Darnell with Wave Home Recipes, and it's time to try a rotisserie turkey breast roast in the Instant Vortex Plus air fryer oven. So let's get started on that rotisserie turkey breast roast right now. Alright, so here's our turkey breast roast. This is the classic Butterball 3-pounder, and so I'm going to get it out of the cryo bag that it's in. And I do want to point out that they say on the packaging to cook to 170 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 5 over where, usually poultry is considered safe, but we'll do this to 170 and see how things turn out. Then get it out of the bag. Alright, so here's the turkey breast roast out of its cryo bag. It does come in this mesh bag, which you want to keep on it and is safe for cooking. If you ever happen to eat any part of one of these little mesh bags, basically it'll just give you a little extra fiber in your diet. It isn't going to really harm you, but of course you want to get the bag off after you're done cooking it, but leave it on during the cook so that none of your meat comes out on the rotisserie at all. Helps hold things together for you so you don't have to truss it or anything at all. I'm going to take the rotisserie rod now. I'm just going to stick it, jab it through the middle of the turkey breast roast here. So we've got that basically on in. And now I'm going to take my forks, my rotisserie forks, and get those locked in. Alright, so we've got it on the rotisserie rod and forks, and I do have to mention, because sometimes someone will ask, this roast is fully thawed. It takes, I leave them in the fridge for a few days just to make sure they're fully thawed out before I start prepping them for a cook. And so what I've got here for my oil and spices, I'm going to use some extra virgin olive oil in this cook because I don't expect to do a real high temp cook here. I've also got some McCormick's Grill Mates Sweet and Smoky Rub, and I've got my good old standby Old Bay seasoning, and nothing in this video is sponsored. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and get the cooker, basically wake it up, and now that it's awake, I'm going to hit the roast button, and I'm going to set the time, I'm going to set the time up. I'm going to set it all the way up to an hour, which is the max that is allowed. So basically roast it for 1 hour at 325 on the rotisserie. We'll see how that turns out. And it may need more time to get that 170 temp, but we'll see. And so going down on temp to 325. So there we go, 325, 1 hour cooking time. I'm going to hit start. And things are going to preheat. While things are preheating, I'm going to get things covered with my oil and spices here. And if I was doing a higher temp cook, I would definitely not use the extra virgin olive oil, but since this is a lower temp cook, it should be pretty safe. I have not had any smoke issues at all with this cooker, so I do believe that it'll be able to manage any smoke situation fairly well. Kind of rubbing the turkey breast through this oil and kind of getting some in the pan, and then just kind of rolling it around so it can get some more on there. And this oil, not only do I like the flavor, but it also helps the spices to remain in place. And so I'm going to go ahead and get some of this rub, this Grill Mates rub, put on here. Just rub it all over the turkey breast. Just shake it on, shake, shake, shake. Get it all over all sides. And this is some good rub. I mean, it goes on basically your leaner proteins. Tastes pretty good on your leaner protein type meats. So, if you got like pork, or you got like chicken, or in this case turkey, it tastes pretty good. I'm going to put some of my Old Bay on here as well. So, let's shake that on. Both of these spices have kind of a red hue to them, so that's pretty interesting. But the Old Bay gives things a nice kick. The Old Bay always gives a nice kick to anything. The sweet and smoky gives it that kind of sweet, smoky flavor, but the Old Bay gives it a nice little kick. So now that I've done all that, I'm gonna see if I get some more. Get some more over here, over there. But now that I've got things, pretty well spiced up and oiled up, I'm just gonna let it finish preheating, and then I'll get it on in. Alright, it finished through the preheat while I was still getting my hands cleaned up a bit. So, just going to open up. You only get 10 seconds, after it's done preheating, so you got to move kind of quick. But I think, it's still pretty much at an hour, so we'll just take it for what it is. I'm going to open up, and I'm just going to kind of move it around a little just to make sure. Move the turkey breast around a little just to make sure it locked in place. So it's good and locked in now. I'm going to close up, and now it's cooking in there, and I'm going to hit the rotate button. Well, I've already hit the rotate button, so because I was using the rotisserie earlier for some fries like yesterday, and so it's already rotating. Alright, so there is our turkey breast spinning around on the rotisserie. Just wanted to kind of give you a look at it in there spinning and spinning. And we'll let that go for probably about an hour, or near an hour, probably near an hour. I'll stop it when it's nearly an hour to check in and see if I need to add some more time, but I'll bring you on back in a bit. Alright, we're down to the last 5 minutes. I'm going to open up here and get my thermopin in to do a check. We're up to the 136 range at this point, so we're not done. I'm going to close up. I'm going to let it continue. I'm going to push it out so that basically it'll have an additional 30 minutes, so it'll have 35 minutes total left. So we'll basically let this go a little bit longer, and we'll see how it turns out, see if that roast feature on the rotisserie helps to keep that meat nice and moist, and I'll bring you back. Alright, so things have been running for an hour 25 minutes now. There's just 5 minutes left on its clock. So opening up. Now we're at 177, 178. So about an hour 25 minutes and things are all good and done. Alright, so now I'm going to go on in with this little tool, and Lord willing I'll get this turkey breast out without any mishaps. Have it on out, and here we go. There's our completed turkey breast after an hour 25 minutes spinning. Alright, now it looks pretty good. I'm just going to let it sit there for about 5 minutes to reabsorb some juices, and then I'll try and get the rotisserie rod and forks off and all that stuff. Alright, so basically an hour 25 minutes on the rotisserie plus 5 minutes of rest time. That's an hour and a half, and we're going to see now what's going on inside of here. I'm just going to slice right down the middle, and you see, just got to cut through a little of that bag, but you see things look very moist in there, very moist and tender looking. And I'm just going to slice a piece off here like so. I'll try not to get any of this string for myself. So I'm just going to cut this piece off here, and just going to cut it like so and get some of that little excess string out the way. And I'm just going to plate these couple of slices, and I'll just use these as pieces for my taste testing. Alright, so here's our turkey breast. So let's do a taste. Let's do one more. It's delicious. Tastes good. It's moist. It's tender. Very nice. The Instant Vortex Plus can do your rotisserie work and do it pretty nice. You want to use things that, since it only has 2 forks, aren't going to be too lopsided with just 2 forks, and it should turn out pretty well. And you know, an hour and a half almost is not too bad for a few pounds of turkey breast roast. And so that's pretty good. You know, it's a little cooker that can do a lot of things, and I do like that. And so with all that said, I will say you can find in the video description a link to the full recipe. You can also find other ways to help this channel, and you can get a referral link to get this cooker yourself if you want it, and that helps this channel. You pay the same price. And also with all that, I'll just say that if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and good eating.